Hi everyone! In this video, we will go through graphing vertical and horizontal lines. Graph the equation by plotting points. Y equals 10/3. To graph by plotting points, I like to organize mine with a T-chart, and we will separate the input values and the output values. Because our equation is solved for y will be the output. This means that we get to pick values for the input, or the x values. I like to pick my very favorite one of 0 all the time. And let's go ahead and we'll pick -2 and +1. You can pick whatever you would like. These are just the ones that I chose. Now let's go ahead and substitute these numbers, the inputs, into our equation, calculate, and solve for the output. So if I put in -2, there is no x, so I don't actually have to calculate anything, which means that the output is 10/3. And again, with substituting the 0 in, because there's no x value, then the output again will still be 10/3. And same with our last one, substituting a 1, since there's no x, will still give us 10/3. But graphing 10/3 is kind of tricky, so let's change it from an improper fraction to a mixed number. To do that, we'll divide 10 by 3. 3 goes into 10 3 whole times. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract gives us a remainder of 1. So we'll take the remainder and put it over the divisor. And that means that 10/3 is the same as the mixed number 3 1/3. Now we can go ahead and graph all of our points, -2 and 10/3, 0 and 10/3, and 1 and 10/3. And so to graph the 10/3, we'll need to make our scale a little bigger so that we can get to a 1/3. To do that, I'm going to make our scale using 3 of these lines. This makes it so that we can easily graph in thirds. So we'll fill in the rest of our scale. And now that we have our scale set, let's go ahead and graph all of our points. Let's go to our first one, -2 10/3. This means we go to the origin and we go -2 in the x direction. 1, 2. Remember, each of these is our scale, so this is 1, 2, 3, and so forth. And then from here, we're going to move in the positive direction, 3 1/3. So we move up 1, 2, 3, and each one of these lines is a third, so it's going to be right here at the very top. Now let's go for 0 and 10/3, and we'll start at the origin, 0. And because 0 is the x, that means we don't move in any direction for the x, we don't move left or right. But the 10/3 means that we move up 10/3 in the y direction, so we go 1, 2, 3, and one of these lines is a third, so there's our point. And for our last one, we'll move 1 in the x direction, so we'll move here. And then in the y direction, we move 3 1/3, 1, 2, 3, and 1/3 is here. And now that we have all of our points, we line them up as straight as we can and draw our line. And now we have our line by graphing those points, and this is a horizontal line. If we end up with y equals a number, this is a horizontal line. Now that we've graphed our horizontal line at 3 1/3, we're all done.